There we go. Okay, guys, we're on DistroHacking for the first time in months, almost a year, I think, something like that. YouTube really wants me to make use of like this goal thing here for the chat. So I guess if you guys just drop me like 5 super chats or something like that, it's just like, oh, you should offer them like an additional stream, and like I'm not tied to that goal. So if we get there, cool. We're installing a Gentoo on a Pinebook Pro that uses a Rock chip 3399, which this thing's pretty old. This is the page here for the Rock Pro, but you know we got the same stuff here on the Pinebook, and they're saying that's a 399 SoC, which we've also got here on the Rock Pro 64. So like maybe this page here on the Gentoo wiki might be useful. Yeah, Sentinel's back, right? Hey, Waffles. While you're at the party, you should install Gentoo. Well, of course. That's what. Yeah? You should do it drunk anyway. Make a stream out of it. Yeah? What's that? Let's see. It has in fact been a while. So we've already. Oh, you're in a different country. You were in like Turkey before, right? Okay. Okay. Okay, battery discharge. Life has been getting somewhere in life, you know. I tried posting like a video to like put an update on it, but of course, the audio for some reason just didn't work. How much battery do I have on this guy right now? 93% battery. Can we install Gentoo before the battery on the Pinebook kills, or should I go and plug it in? Plug it in. Oh, okay. We should try that one of these days. Can we install Gentoo before the battery on the laptop dies? We'll do that with the ThinkPad sometime. That way we're not doing this on the Pinebook, because I'm not confident in like this Pinebook's battery, because it's been kind of sitting dead for like a solid 2 years. Because I've had this Pinebook forever, but I haven't really made much use of it. So I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go plug it in right now. Be right back. It's all the way in the server room for some reason. Okay, so we check our capacity. Our battery dropped down to 92% in like that long. So if we go to status, it should say charging now. Yes. Okay. So we're getting somewhere in life. We'll have to remember to check that later. Make sure that's actually charging. In the meantime, I was reasonable and I put an NVMe drive in my Pinebook. We'll see if we can actually get, you know, like the root file system working on that, and maybe even get like the boot partition off of that too. See if it'll actually boot off the NVMe, and you know, see if that makes the system actually fast. In the meantime, here we've got an eMMC module here for like the backup. And then we're not going to install anything to these eMMC boot modules, because that's the SPI, and that's, don't want to touch that. That's the EFI right now. If you're curious on the setup, I am using Toboot on the Pinebook. Otherwise, it won't boot NVMe. To my understanding. So we'll see if we're successful in this. In the meantime, if you guys would like to help me in this adventure, if we run into issues, remind me to note it, because we're messing around with beta territory here. Yep, beta territory, because you know nobody knows what they're doing here. So I've got like let's see we'll make like a page here in the Vim wikis, and Pinebook, and then we'll have like this note page here that we're just gonna punch stuff into as we go. And of course, I'm doing all this over a Tmux session, because I don't know how reliable the Wi-Fi is going to be for this system either. I fully expect things to crash. So let's go ahead and get started. First of all, we're going to actually just nuke everything on like this MMC module here. So we've got a few partitions. We don't need any of that, so just get rid of it. Okay, done. And then we're going to nuke this as well, and let's make just a couple things here. Yes, you can wipe that. We want this for an EFI system partition, and then we're just gonna make, well, we should probably have a swap drive, shouldn't we? So we'll give it 12 gigs of swap, because we're probably gonna need it. So there we go. I'm gonna write that out. We'll give it drive labels for like the sake of sanity. And not call it right. Why did it list out all the options here? Good morning. Invalid option --3. Okay. So we fell into our first issue. How do we set up the EFI system partition on this? Yeah, Ben, I assume that you probably know nothing about ARM systems booting over EFI. Yeah, that's about what I figured. Okay, so let's see. That's grub config, so we'll need to remember that. Okay. Yeah. Alright. Well, hello, Big Pod. That's fine. We literally just started like 10 minutes ago. So we're yeah, we haven't even done anything yet. Yeah? Let's see. This is Catalyst Builder. I was kind of hoping that these scripts would tell me something. There's an EFI binary just here. Yeah? Nope. Not for ARM. Yeah, not for ARM. I've looked. Those are images. See, if we go here to Gentoo Handbook. Yeah. If we go back up to, yeah, that's what I'm assuming too. I just wanted to make sure. So we gotta remember our keywords are ARM, not ARch64. Okay. Yeah. We're gonna do ext4 on this. Yeah. We're gonna make a swap. We're gonna call it swap. And let's turn our swap on before we forget, because we're probably gonna need the swap. We've only got 4 gigs of memory here. Yes. I am not. Because I couldn't get the buttons to work. They were just text. Yep. What browser do you think I was using? Yes. Yeah, I don't use Edge. Oh, why did I make that an EFI? It's garbage. Don't use it. Okay. Hey, you know what? I'm personally fine with the Firefox engine. It's actually kind of necessary in our world. So I want this. ARM64. That's what we want. Stage archives. Let's do desktop profile OpenRC. W get this. Hey, the Wi-Fi works. Should probably plug it into a wire. No. Or no, wait. Yes, it does. But I think they use a couple API differences with WebAssembly. What it doesn't support is Web HDI, or what the human interface thing. That's right. That's right. I keep like forgetting to mixing two up. Oh, did I lose Jitsi? I'm gonna refresh this real quick. Reconnect. There we go.
Interesting, huh? So I guess
this device. Okay. Let me kick myself. Why? Well, when you find a non-Chrome version that actually works, I will use it because I don't want to support the Chrome ecosystem. Nope. Maybe your project just needs to work on Firefox support. Oh, hey, they include the Rust binary. Okay. I think it's real enough. Okay, we've initiated chroot. Let's make sure what internet network connection works with DNS. Yes, okay. We got some common flags from here. No, those are C flags. Okay. I want, I guess this one. I don't know if I really need like the rest here. We'll try it anyway, see if it errors. Makeups. We're just gonna use 2 CPU cores with a load of 4. Oh wait, we gotta set our keywords here. He's been here. He's just hanging out, you know. And he's just like, oh, I'm just chilling, hanging out. I think that's probably still a little early in the EU to be eating some chicken, but you never know. It's late. Oh, that's perfect chicken time. Just accept all the licenses. Accept keywords. Yeah, chicken time. Oh. I was about to say, I hadn't even tried anything yet. No sound, a bit low. Oh, somebody's quiet? Am I quiet? I'm probably usually quiet. Can you guys do lots of talking? Okay, so maybe if I set my audio devices properly here. Yeah, there we go. There we go.
And Nicholas says hello. Okay, hey there.
Okay, let's get our initial sync here.
Jesus,
does it work yet?
It's gonna take days and forever.
It's probably gonna be faster than my smart plug.
He just did the make.conf.
Well, we did like a basic make.conf.
Oh god.
Yeah, he did a basic one.
Yeah, we're
It's
going
not
to
the
attempt
final
ARM
version.
stable because ARM stable should theoretically work because you know all these documents are like 4+ years old.
Yeah.
Huh.
Hmm.
And they said to use the testing branch, so we're gonna use the stable branch to see if it works.
Yeah, we just want
This part
to.
here though
We're
is
not
definitely
going
taking forever.
hardcore just yet.
Ow. I see. Good.
I mean, it would be nice if. You know,
This could take a lot of minutes.
I don't know what exactly he's doing, but
I'm running a merge web rsync right now.
I usually use it with kids. That's just it.
Well, yeah. I always do like the initial. Well, in order for you to first of all install Git, you have to have like a local database, which is what I use the web rsync for.
Yeah.
We need to set a profile.
Yes.
We should probably check our profile first, make sure that you know we have a working profile. Should be desktop with like OpenRC.
What, you didn't even have
Right here.
Bytecon 3.1 GUI updated? Oh, you do.
No, that's just an old news message, which is why I just ran the eSelect news read.
Yeah.
We'll be double checking our news dates as we go here. We have binary host configured, right? Binary host is in existence. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey Josh, so since you had the Pinebook, how performant is the Pinebook in like, I mean, like which Pinebook that you have?
This is the Pinebook Pro. Otherwise known as the one that would probably be a heck of a lot better if you know it had an NVMe drive instead of a glorified SD card, which is what we're attempting on right now.
Hmm.
Okay. Let's update our world set. Let's see how long this takes.
Oh, Josh, I have good news for you.
What's that?
I'm in the new Vim. I'm in the new Vim game now.
I don't know if that's good news or bad news because I don't use NeoVim.
I don't either.
Who uses NeoVim?
Just use good old plain Vim, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just use good old Visual Studio Code and be done with it.
This does not sound like
I also
Emacs
use
to
it
me.
too.
You know what? You should just make your own code editor. You know, you shouldn't rely on these projects. You just make your own.
Well, I could. If I had...
I tried doing that. I tried.
It's actually not that hard using couple of advanced what are they called?
Oh, right.
Advanced JavaScript components. You can do it probably in what, a week. You know, you use the one component that is based on what is used in Visual Studio Code.
And you know,
Or
since
you
we're
just use
here,
ChatGPT to cheat on it.
No, don't use ChatGPT.
Yeah, I tried to do that.
What do you think about?
Try to do that. It was a bad idea.
What do you think about DeepSeek?
I'm gonna be honest.
Same shit, different name.
Yeah, I would not use AI.
It's all
do that.
large language model transformers, so it ain't good.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
I would not rely on it to do that. No offense, I would just not.
I do use some of the LLMs for some of the things, but like at the end of the day, I do not do the wipe coding thing. I do not just let it do shit. I actually read the code and understand the code. If I don't understand the code, I don't use it.
Yeah, that's the problem now. But yeah, because it's just called being lazy, and I don't like to doing that. Because there's no like, yeah, there is when you can use ChatGPT and all the AI models to write code, but like at the end of the day, like you don't understand unless you actually really understand it.
I do really understand that code. But then again, like most of the time, if it's any kind of code that I understand, or like that it can write correct, and I will understand it, it's also the code that I would be able to write in about an hour.
I mean, if you want to let ChatGPT waste some resources, just constantly tell it the number 42. And every time it repeats something back, just say 42, and then just say 42 forever.
Josh,
hold on. Let me...
Josh.
Yeah.
Can you do me a favor and re-pull the image and try again? I think I made a fix that makes it work.
Okay, I just did, and it just got pissed off.
Uh-oh.
Also try a different port, because otherwise you're gonna have caching issues.
Who got pissed off, Sanal?
ChatGPT
no,
when I said the number 42.
On 80.
You're pissing off your overlord's AI overlord. Damn.
Oh, I got that.
Yeah.
This is why I don't. This is why I told them.
All on 80, not 8081.
Yep.
Sanal's just being Sanal. He's stubborn with these things.
Also, I'm just using Olama also to use.
No, that won't work.
Yeah.
Josh,
It won't.
you need to internal port needs to be 80, not 8081.
Yeah.
External port needs to be 8081. So
one of these days, I'll remember which direction the ports go. Hey, we have buttons. Okay, cool. Well, we'll hide that.
Click on it and then second. It has a second.
Yeah.
Per second timer.
We're gonna put that over here.
Yeah. I need to make it the V2 or V4 as it's actually officially called will be more how is it called, more nice for smaller devices, for smaller screens. Now it's like made for 1080p.
Yeah. We are still grabbing our PGP keys. It's definitely gonna take a while.
Dog is going off like a madman.
That's my uncles and aunties' attack dogs.
Oh shit.
Sanal, look
as
at
known
your,
as
check
the
your,
best.
Oh, we got something done here. Okay.
Check your DMs.
The best
on
security
Discord.
system. Okay. Wow. Oh god.
Why would you check DM on Discord? Who uses that piece of crap software? Everybody should just use Matrix.
You have it open, literally.
I know I do.
Talking about You're literally online, man.
Oh, jeez.
Nah. Wait. Hold on. You're probably using the latest and greatest Pro model, right?
Oh god.
ChatGPT just used the F word on me.
Yeah. It did?
Yeah, I just said fucking. It's just said.
Okay. Report it.
You train
Report
ChatGPT
it
well.
now.
That is funny.
Report it. Just report ChatGPT to fix it. The ChatGPT.
I don't even use it. I don't care.
He doesn't
I just have
even
an
use
account because I had one like way back.
I gotta admit, Kudu, that was funny though. Oh,
I mean, if you just give it instruction to like not be formal,
Yeah.
Yeah.
use, like informal words, it just starts swearing. It's like, oh no
It
shit.
starts
and shit.
cursing at you.
It's just-
Funny. Oh God. I'm sorry, that is too funny. Oh, what?
Oh, wait for the new Discord. Is it ass?
What?
What do you think about the new Discord? Is it bad?
Oh, I have no idea. I
It is.
immediately slapped on a new theme.
It is Discord.
It's horrible.
It crashed
I
a couple of
swear.
times and as soon as it updated
No.
on multiple devices I have, not just like Linux or Arch Linux, but just like Mac OS.
Everything.
It crashed. Everything. My
I just use
phone,
desktop.
iPhone,
Everything.
everything. So it's a cross-platform issue. It's a stupid Electron. So
Of course.
everyone should just use Tari. Everyone should just use Tari instead.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, what?
So Tari, think of it, Tari is like Electron, but it's not Electron. It's like an alternative to Electron.
Shittier.
It's
You mean
based in
shittier.
Rust.
So what you're describing is Flutter.
You know
No,
why?
it's not Flutter.
You know why Electron is good?
Wow.
And
Let me guess,
not
because it's
everyone
Chromium
is
based.
Good. Because it is
If
written
everyone uses it,
in pure, actual fucking JavaScript and nothing else. Because it's
no, that's what I don't want.
I hate JavaScript. I understand that. That's what makes it
But use
accessible to
Tari.
everybody.
Oh,
Not
just let
to-
everybody know in about 20 seconds. You'll find out if your ad blocker works.
Yeah.
No, I won't because I don't use ad blocker. Two, I use a thing called
put it there.
YouTube
Don't blame
Premium.
me.
Okay.
Here, I put in the YouTube chat. You're welcome.
Well, did you put a link in my YouTube chat? Did you know that YouTube blocks that?
Yeah.
I missed-
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What kind of hell did they stumble upon?
Oh, hello, Party.
Hello.
Party. We are installing Gentoo on like a system that you should probably not be installing Gentoo directly onto. Instead, you need to be cross-compiling.
Party.
But
Oh, wait, I just
okay.
realized.
here's the difference here between between installing Gentoo on this and last time. I can actually read the output.
Yeah.
That's good, I guess.
That's
Yo, what's
good
good,
night.
Party?
Hello.
Yo, what's good, Party?
It's fine, Sanol. How are you doing?
It's been a while, Party. I'm in
I know.
Chicago. Yeah, I'm in a different country right now. Oh, you watched the stream?
So, Josh, how long do you think this installation will take?
There's a reason why I started the stream so
That's
early.
This is a good. That's a good
Days.
question.
Forever sounds good.
What country are
You gotta
in now,
remember,
Sanol?
on average, for like an x86 system, when I'm installing on my desktop, it takes me like 6-7 hours.
6 or 7 hours.
Yeah, my phone is more powerful than this laptop.
Oh, God.
That's
Yeah, this is gonna take you like multiple days. If
oh fuck. Yeah.
The power of...
We're
What is
using
that?
a
That's
rock
like-
chip.
7 hours.
We're using a okay. For context, we're using
Josh does
a
the
ROC
darndest things.
ROK 3399, which uses a Cortex design that was made like 7 years ago. This thing's not exactly the newest of ARM CPUs.
Yeah.
I mean, is it enough? To
Ay.
We are still holding steady on battery charge, so we're doing
Well,
good.
that's a good thing.
We're doing good. But then again, we
Yeah.
haven't really done like any massive
Are
compiles
you
yet.
installing this on battery?
No,
Oh, thank
No.
God. Yeah.
we haven't really tried compiling anything real because PAM is just not very big.
Josh
Yeah.
is not that crazy yet.
Not yet. We haven't gotten around to compiling Firefox
Yeah.
because Firefox is probably going to be more reasonable to compile than Chromium. Chromium might actually take days.
I remember once installing Chromium on my, even on my 8-core 16-thread Lenovo laptop. It took a while.
It's called you tell it to install Chromium, and then you just go to bed.
Go do something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I want to use my computer. Every
Yep.
time I install an application, I
Yeah,
just go to work, you know, go
yeah,
see
you go
family,
do
see
something
friends,
else,
and
and
then
then you
come
just
back.
come back.
You see, you guys gotta remember.
Basement.
You guys gotta remember, Porridge is the world's fastest package manager, right? You tell it to do something, you go do something else, and you come back, it's magically done.
Yeah.
That's assuming if you
So,
have
Josh,
something to
does it
do.
mean so that means if I actually like if let's just say not in reality, if I attempt to install Gentoo on a Pinebook and then leave US and then come to this country known as the world of Sri Lanka and then come back after like 2 weeks and then come back it is done.
No, you still have to wait another week.
It depends on what you're installing.
Oh my god.
It depends on. It
I
really
mean-
depends on what you're installing. Like the longest
the
two
government
compile package that I've
government-
ever ran into was actually Blender because Blender actually takes me longer to compile than Chromium does. So maybe Blender might be like halfway done. I don't know yet.
Yeah. It's.
That said, this is my first time installing Gentoo on a Pinebook, so we'll find out. I know I have gotten Gentoo working on a smart plug before, and that actually did take 4 days to compile the kernel.
4 days to build the kernel. Oh my god.
Yep.
Why on a smart plug and why there is a smart plug? And
Because
what can you use it
I
for?
discovered that the smart plug could do it. So it's like, yes, let's do this.
Like, does it have like full-on network stack and? all that
No, I did it
stuff?
over a serial console.
Yeah.
I see.
That's. Oh my god.
And I
That's
just kind of it took some time, where I had to download the sources that the ebuild was going to pull in, and just put them in VarDB or VarCache. That way, they could just be there.
Yeah.
I see.
I'll be back.
Okay, so.
Tell you what, it
I'm
does take.
assuming it's from Loveness or something.
Yeah.
It's definitely taking a while to install these binaries.
Probably.
Well, I'm gonna go to the basement and get my clothes from the washing machine.
Okay.
Alright. Oh, damn.
Okay. The world update is done. Let's install like a half decent text editor.
Which one is it going to be, Josh?
It's gonna be Vim. Because
I
I would
suspected
much
that.
rather work with Vim than Nano.
I get it.
I'm sure Big Pod can agree. Nano's a terrible text editor.
I wouldn't count on that from him.
It is a good text editor if you're editing files as a configuration files. I wouldn't use it as a programming text editor.
Well, it's a good
But
thing.
then again, I won't use Vim either.
Well, it's a good thing I'm not really a developer.
All I do development-wise is run my Star Wars servers and build Linux ISOs. That's all I ever do for that.
You write glorified bash scripts that are called by configuration files.
Huh?
That's what you do.
Well, I do the most important programming ever. I write YAML files.
Yes.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about, Josh. But anyway.
Oh boy, this is gonna take forever.
Of course he is.
There's a reason why we started at noon.
Josh, you're in denial. This is...
Yeah, that's our Josh.
Well, to be fair, I could be writing all this to the eMMC module, but I'm not. I'm being reasonable and putting it on an NVMe drive. Where, the driver is probably responding so fast that the CPU has to take a second to figure out what's going on here.
Yeah, for sure.
No, not really.
Wait, if it's not writing to the eMMC drive, then how the heck is this thing gonna boot?
NVMe.
How the hell are you installing it on an NVMe drive?
So the Pinebook has a $5 adapter you could just install on the Pinebook, and now you have an NVMe drive.
Ah, okay. That's interesting.
You put an NVMe in.
Yeah.
That's how you install it in NVMe.
Yeah. See? Look, there's an NVMe drive here. That's what we're installing on.
Sweet.
With its horrible syntax, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Battery is holding at 96%. Okay.
That's not bad. Alright.
As long as it's holding and not going down, I think we'll be fine.
Yeah.
If it's going down, we might have a problem.
Yeah.
But it's an ARM CPU, so maybe it won't go down.
Yeah.
I have it connected to a 65-watt charger, so...
That's not bad.
Yeah.
But...
Hasn't even done anything yet. Here, it's just doing it. It's just running through like its checks. Okay, configuration's done. Now it's time to go.
Yet.
Okay, now we're actually doing stuff.
Compiling.
Nope, now we are.
Yeah. And...
So we're gonna put
this.
this.
What does HTOP look like?
I don't have HTOP yet.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a good.
Yeah, this is just Vim. So we're going to watch this battery here.
That's without a kernel. That's it.
Oh, we're already done compiling. Okay.
It was quick.
That was really
I mean,
fast.
it was just lib Canberra too. So
Oh.
yeah. See, now it's actually pulling in
I
Vim.
thought so. No, it's actually compiling them.
Well, it's pulling into binary. That's why it's purple.
Yeah.
We're being
it's
somewhat
pulling a
reasonable.
binary directly, and it's just compiling the library. Am I
Yep.
right?
What
Yep.
the hell?
We're being reasonable here. We're using binaries.
No. I'm playing.
Oh, I see.
I'm playing myself.
So you're not doing the whole kitchen sink. You're gonna compile some libraries and the kernel.
Yeah, we're not doing it.
I don't even know if we have to compile the kernel.
What the hell?
Okay, Vim is installed. Let's do HTOP.
Oh my god! Don't do that. Color check. It's giving me the worst colors in this game. Okay, well that's actually a decent color. Why would they give you an orange?
Somebody's listening to country or blues.
Yeah.
It's rock, actually.
Can you
sorry.
do me a favor and not be playing that on my stream for me, please? That
Sorry,
way I don't
Josh.
have to deal with like copyright issues because that.
I paused it. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
If you are on stream, remember, do not play other sounds. If you do, mute yourself and not and don't unmute yourself ever.
Got it.
That
Okay.
goes for everybody. Ever.
We should also do like an eSelect repository too.
Yeah. This.
But then again, I don't know if Guru actually supports like any ARM builds.
I don't know if it does either.
I think Guru might be like the only one that would support ARM, but I don't know.
Yeah. We'll find out. Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing that's actually going to be compiling here is eSelect repository, but that's just a Python script, so it shouldn't take too long anyway.
Yeah.
Can you does Gentoo offer ARM specific binary packages or
That's what I'm
are
pulling in.
these?
That's pretty
I'm
good.
pulling in the
Sorry?
ARM binary packages.
Oh, okay. So you're getting the ARM specific binary. Okay, I didn't know that Gentoo actually offered these. I thought they were only offering like standard X.
I mean,
86.
I didn't know that they were offering binary packages either until an hour ago.
Oh, I see. I see.
I just enabled. They have binary. They had the binary repository configured in the tarball, so we'll just turn it on just to see if it works, and it's pulling in binaries. I'm like, okay, this is fine.
Yeah.
What is funny to me is that Stefan called x86 standard.
Right.
Well, it's not anymore. I do see that, but it used to be.
Well,
Right.
in my opinion, it still is, but okay.
Who knows?
Yeah, but isn't the instruction set a mess? Like, isn't everybody complaining that the x86 ARM instruction set?
x86 instruction set is kind of hard, yes, because it's old. But at the same time, ARM isn't any better. It's actually worse. It's actually much, much, much worse.
I mean, I played with RISC-V, like,
And
used.
it's gonna be even more horrible than ARM is right now.
That sounds really bad.
Well, yeah, I don't know about the intricacies, but yeah.
For example, if you have an ARM system, it doesn't actually mean that a kernel built for ARM will actually work on it.
Right.
Because you know, two ARM CPUs, even from the same company, might actually be completely different.
Yeah.
Besides the fact that for most ARM CPUs do not really support ACPI, which means you have to deal with fucking device trees.
Yeah.
Which is an absolute shit show.
Yeah. I think this is one of the rare times we get to see Big Pod rant about something.
Yeah, it's not exactly rare. He rants something about me every single week. Usually it's Firefox.
Oh! God, I miss these days.
I think it's about time for a kernel.
Kernel time.
Yeah. So tell you what, we're going to be reasonable here. We're going to grab EIX first.
At least we're not grabbing
And,
EIB.
So basically, to build a OS for ARM system, you basically need to build literally an entire kernel set ever possible to have general availability for ARM on desktop, so anything works. And even then, it might not actually be working because custom patches and shit.
And this is why StormOS will never have that kind of functionality.
Well, Arch Linux also just doesn't support ARM.
Not very well.
No,
there,
it just
there
doesn't.
is an ARM Arch.
The Arch ARM is a completely separate project from Arch Linux.
Yeah,
it
That's
is.
why that.
But that
always
bad
works
boy
like that.
does indeed work. I tried using it on a Raspberry Pi,
Yeah.
I think. some time
Yeah,
ago.
but
Raspberry Pi is one of the more supported
ARM
builds
projects.
of ARM.
Yeah,
Well,
Yeah,
here's the problem.
it worked.
StormOS config files are generally written for x86-64. That's the problem. And rewriting
Actually, this is what I blame for what the thing called the Snapdragon laptops failing on Linux
yeah.
because horribleness of ARM.
Right.
Well, they've got. The last I heard that they were actually able to get some of them to actually work.
Yes, you can
Yeah.
get if you have device trees for them. If you don't, you're fucked.
Yep.
That is true.
That is because you do not have ACPI.
Yeah. And that's why, I hate to say this, but unfortunately, you probably will never see Mac OS, at least in the PC world, running on a non-Apple device. I'm sorry to tell you.
The new Mac OS, yeah.
Yeah, the newer versions, yeah. You'll probably just never see that.
Yeah, because getting a device tree into that can be a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it would be big fun.
They have a binary kernel for ARM.
Yeah. And also...
what's the chance it will work?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a
good
good
Linux
question.
firmware is the name of the package. Do we need this?
Yeah. And
which one are you gonna pull?
We're going to pull in
No, we're not doing that.
sys kernel, Linux firmware, and then we're going to pull in the 6.12 kernel.
Yeah. I didn't even know 6.12 was still damn supported.
Well, it is an LTS kernel.
Cool. Gotta get your iPad on. Oh, shit.
Hello, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Oh, right, draw cut.
Yeah. I did not want that really. Oh, jeepers.
What is that? Install kernel. So sys install kernel.
Look.
And then we'll set Chroot in here too. Invalid Atom.
Invalid Atom.
Oh, because I put the equal sign in there. And then since we're using a distribution kernel, should probably set this kernel here in yeses.
Yeah. Oh my god.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to pull in draw cut with install kernel being built for draw cut and grub support. We're going to pull in grub as well.
Yep.
Alright.
Alright.
I wonder why they keep talking about dwarves here. Dwarves major version equals 1.
This is not World of Warcraft, people. We're not crazy. Oh, flying well. Yeah.
I guess it's a project named Dwarves. Because right there it is.
No, that is funny.
There's some Cortex calls I saw.
Yep. Damn. Alright.
Well, we're not really hitting system too hard, so I think I can set those make ops a little bit higher too. Go from 2 jobs to 4 jobs at least.
Yeah.
Please enable use LVM if you're using the LVM daemon. I'm not. It's been a very long time since I've manually configured LVM. Mostly because, ButterFS is, just my preference for something like that. But maybe one of these days I'll have to mess around with LVM again. Because ButterFS is not exactly like the world's greatest file system for, like, hosting virtual machines. It works, but everything that I'm reading here says that you need to do a lot of fine-tuning if you want them to be, like, actually as performant as they could be.
Yeah, the file watching APIs are bad on ButterFS.
Yeah.
Right.
So probably just go with, like, so I was thinking of, just setting up, like, an LVM container and then just tossing an XFS file system on top of it.
Ow. Yep. And oh wait, that wasn't right. Please do not be
Auto make add missing copy force missing. Oh, okay. We're being forceful about installing grub here. If it's not there, it's going to be there.
That's interesting. Start.
Jeepers creepers.
Exactly. So. Oh, damn. What in the world?
That's what I get for access to that power supply. CW thingy here. Capacity. Hey, 97%. It's actually charging. Okay.
Woohoo! Why am I on this?
There, we'll just have it open a thing right there.
Are you doing system D, Josh, or are you not?
Nah, this is gonna be OpenRC.
I have suspected that. Yeah, I usually do OpenRC on online installs too, because I like to use what the Gentoo documentation natively supports.
I mean, it also natively supports systemd as well.
Sadly, LFS does not.
Well, you can set up a systemd on LFS. You just have to, like, be willing to go away from the LFS guide.
It does work.
Actually, I think
systemd is not that hard.
I think there actually is an LFS handbook for systemd.
There is, yeah. Because what I don't like about these old school init systems is that it's basically a bunch of cobbled together shell scripts.
Yep.
And that feels wonky to me.
Right.
I mean, Gentoo uses Python.
Yeah, they do.
Python is great for what it is. Don't get me started. I do enjoy Python.
Yeah.
I'm a snake enjoyer.
That's funny. Let's see.
I've been messing around with learning some Go. I've got some old projects I need to remember how I wrote them.
Oh goodness. Single two.
I dipped my toes into Golang, but I didn't do a proper project. I know how to do some basic stuff, but I've never actually used it.
Yeah.
I used it quite extensively. It's pretty nice.
It is nice indeed.
Although its standard library should be a bit bigger.
Yep. It's not like Python, where you got like everything, their mother and their dog in the standard library.
Well, Python's also got like 10 extra years of development on top of Go.
It's not just that. It's that its design choice is to have a pretty basic standard lib.
Yeah.
Yep. It's simple, and I think it's good to be the counterpart to C++, which has so many features that nobody actually knows what to use where. Whereas Go, you have these simple blocks and that's it. It's nice.
The funny thing is,
It's using Helpman to install Grub.
this is the weirdest way to install Gentoo I've ever seen.
What do you mean weird?
I just, installing on ARM is strange to me.
I mean, Google does it all the time.
That is true.
But then again, they're probably doing like this the proper way. They're probably using some super
They're
powerful
actually
server to
just
build all the binaries
doing,
for them
I
ahead
don't
of
even
time.
know what the hell they're doing.
Yeah.
They probably
usually have their own forks of everything,
Yeah, that is true.
top to bottom.
Pre-built rootfs with
Yeah,
already
probably.
everything done.
Yeah. Oh god. Somebody installed Arch on a Wii U. Oh god.
Why not?
Well, that is actually pretty funny.
I think the Wii U does use a 32-bit x86 CPU. I might be wrong.
That is actually interesting.
I have no clue.
I don't either. That would actually make
I'm
a
not
very
too
good-
fond of that company.
Yeah, me neither.
Nintendo. Yeah. Nintendo has done some weird stuff.
It's a weird company.
I will say the last Nintendo project I used was probably the GameCube. And that was actually a pretty interesting console. But yeah, I just sort of gave up on their products, so
Well, they offer consoles, so nothing is at all interesting. The only interesting console was, I believe, PlayStation 4, which you could install Linux on.
I actually still
That was
have that,
PlayStation
but
3.
I actually have that, but not the fat version because my dad dropped it on the floor. Or actually, it wasn't on the floor; it was on the street in Orlando. So, because we were going to Disney World at the time, and sadly, he dropped it, and we had to get the slim version. So, yeah, pretty disappointing. But that's what it is.
I've got the PlayStation 5 right now.
Awesome.
Been messing around with Monster Hunter on it. It's just like the only game I've actually played.
Yeah.
First time having a
That's
console since
You
Oh,
should
wow.
play Elden Ring, and only Elden Ring.
Yeah.
But I like the Monster Hunter. I have a brother that's willing to play Monster Hunter with me. In fact, he actually bought the Monster Hunter game for me. All I had to do was just get the PlayStation. He's like, "Hey Josh, you should get a PlayStation. That way we can play Monster Hunter." I'm like, "Okay, that's fine."
I mean, okay, that's all nice and stuff. Still, you should play Elden Ring when you have a PS5 available. Grab it in a sale.
Why?
Why Elden Ring?
Yeah.
Because if he enjoys playing Monster Hunter, he'll probably enjoy playing Elden Ring, and it's one of the best games in the universe.
Oh boy.
I wouldn't say so, but okay.
Okay, let's see. Ooh.
I wouldn't know. I actually really suck at Monster Hunter.
You get your ass clapped.
Oh yeah, I get it clapped all the time. I'm a 2-cart main.
Yeah.
That said, most of what I do anymore nowadays is just like tabletop games. I don't really play like the video games often. Although I have played a lot of Baldur's Gate 3. I actually really enjoy Baldur's Gate.
Did you finish it?
No, not yet. We're taking our time.
Where are you now?
We're at the start of Act 2. Then Monster Hunter came out, so that's taking away all the time from Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
I actually do have it as well, but I never had the nerve to play it.
Why?
I don't know. It just didn't catch up to me, and then I had other shit
just to let
to
you
do.
know, we are in fact losing battery while we compile. We went from 97 to 94%.
The best game ever. Baldur's Gate, the best game ever. So you should probably play.
That's fine.
No, the best game ever is Gothic, but I do see that Baldur's Gate is a good game.
Yeah.
Well, then you don't know what a good game is.
Yeah. How do I take some of this stupid thing?
Okay, I can tank that.
That's, yeah, that was annoying. I am not going to summon that. Okay. Dissipated. Oh.
There's probably install LM sensors as well. That way I can figure out how hot this thing's running right now too.
Yeah.
Although it's an ARM CPU, I don't know how hot they actually get.
It probably turned into a damn furnace.
No, that's power.
No, it's actually not that bad.
That's power PC, Ben. The more you use the CPU, the hotter it just gets.
That's insane.
No, ARM is actually relatively efficient.
Oh, that's good. Y'all are making me miss my ARM-based MacBook, actually.
What'd you get rid of it for?
I gave it to my sister, and I got this 11th gen laptop, and now I'm kind of like, fuck, Ben, why did you do that? Now I have starting to kick myself in the butt because of that.
Okay.
Okay, thank fuck, I'm not using a notebook in any capacity.
I have a ThinkPad.
Now I'm starting to...
And then I have a Pinebook. And then I have a System 76 from like 2019.
I don't know how many years ago. Yeah.
And then that's what I got for like laptops.
Yeah.
I don't even use them every day.
Yeah. And I did actually manage at one point by an Asahi Linux hybrid install. I actually at one point did manage to get Gentoo to install on it. But sadly, after they switched to whatchamacallit?
Fedora?
To Fedora, that unfortunately did stop working. So.
Well, you see, Fedora has this wonderful thing called a toolbox that you can use to pull in a Gentoo image, so you can still use Gentoo in your Fedora system.
You can use any kernel in your Fedora system, right?
Yeah.
Practically, yes.
I mean, I've seen people doing it with Zen kernels and shit.
Just like any other Linux distro, you can use any kernel you want that is for the right architecture and has all hardware support available.
That said,
and it's compatible with the libraries and shit.
That said, the only Asahi driver right now that's actually in the Linux kernel itself, I believe is, I think it's just a networking driver. I don't even think the video drivers got merged yet.
No.
I don't think so. You know, because it's written in Rust and people don't like things written in Rust for some reason.
Yep.
Oh, goodness. No, that's the strangest thing I've seen. Let's remove that.
Just to let you know, we're working on the binary kernel right now.
That's probably for the best.
Yep. You just got to generate the init RAMFS first.
Yep. Oh.
Okay, well, I'm going to do like this porridge thing here. I'm going to go get myself a drink, probably a cup of coffee. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Alright. Not doing that. Yet. It comes up. I click. It didn't. Okay, first chunk. I don't know. Well, that's really strange.
too. Just finished compiling the kernel at least. Doesn't look like the battery dropped anymore, so still hanging about 94%.
I'm hella curious if that works out of the box.
We'll find out. No, the Pinebook is mine. This is the Pinebook I bought like forever ago because I was going to do like a Pine 64 challenge for the Linux cast, and just see how long I could survive off of just using Pine devices. The single board computer's actually pretty good. The Pinebook surprisingly good, but the biggest complaint is how long it takes to load anything, which is why we installed the NVMe drive on it. The issue with the NVMe drives is that you have to be really picky about which one you actually get, and because they got like this whole paragraph and a half on the NVMe. Let's see here. NVMe adapter. Make sure that you're looking at this big giant list of NVMe drives. Make sure that you pick the correct one because there's issues with the rest of them. Oh, we just lost like half the Jitsi chat. Where'd everybody go?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay. Well, maybe they'll be back. Maybe it's a connection reset. You never know. Let's see. DrawCut is reconfiguring init RAMFS now. Okay. Using ZSTD compression. I wonder if it will probably be like more performant to just not use any compression at all for the kernel. I mean, yeah, it'll just be bigger. But
I don't know. Traffic is expensive. Bandwidth is expensive. Not the storage itself, but the bandwidth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Jitsi uses WebRTC, so they're not really handling like traffic themselves. Yeah, it's peer-to-peer.
Jitsi is peer-to-peer, so that shouldn't matter. Like we each use their own bandwidth.
Yeah.
But in terms of encryption, not compression, I'm sorry. It makes sense.
Well, I'm talking about like compression for the NetRAMFS. That's what I'm talking about, compressing the kernel.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, I thought the same. I thought you were talking about.
It depends on what's the more expensive. It is the compute or bandwidth, and and once you have an NVMe, it's probably compute that's more expensive.
Well, you see, Nicholas, right now I'm currently on an Intel system, and I'm using that to run this. That's a i5 2400F. Not mostly though. Typically, what I'll actually use is actually Armbian, but Armbian doesn't let you like actually pick which drive you install it to. So when you install it, it just automatically installs to the eMMC module. It doesn't detect like a USB drive or NVMe drive. It just goes to eMMC. I'm like, oh, thanks Armbian. Good solid logic there for your installer. We're pulling in AMD GPU firmwares here. Maybe if we can figure out how to access the PCI Express bus, maybe we can attempt installing a GPU on the Pinebook one of these days. Although I am kind of curious how we can get like working video stack. This doesn't mention on it. This doesn't really mention it.
You probably need the right driver.
Yeah. Which don't know which one that is.
Easy task.
Might be in the kernel itself.
I don't care about the disassembly. GPU architecture. Mali. Okay.
Okay, then probably it's either is in the kernel or you're aft.
Yeah, usually for consumer GPUs you won't find the general purpose firmware.
Oh, this is just ARM stuff that people have. Okay. Of course. Jutsu reset the connection on me. There we go. Okay, kick the old me out. Kick. Okay. Oh, they have directions here for the PinePhone. Okay. Oh, fast shells and Guru. Okay. All winner A64. Okay, so this is OG PinePhone. Alright. Not like the PinePhone Pro. Alright.
Can't think your backup connected.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. This device here for Jitsi. We want to use that. Probably because you know it's probably not set as a default. Yeah, it's not. Okay, so set that there.
Also Bluetooth, Wi-Fi.
Yeah, we need to enable that as well. What we're chasing for, first of all, though, is bootable system. And then I suppose we'll need to be able to SSH back into it, so we should probably set up a Wi-Fi.
Yeah, network.
Yep. I wonder how long this thing will take to compile a network manager. Or if I should be reasonable and try to set up like DHCP CD with a WPA supplicate. I also remember saying something about increasing like the make op, so while we're in there we should set those up too.
Oh, you didn't switch the J flag yet?
Nope, not yet.
Jeepers creepers.
And we're not even using all the CPU. We've got plenty of headroom here because you know our load average here isn't even hitting 2.
Yeah, that's what I meant. You're just running a Tmax instance.
Yep.
And that's about it.
If I'm only interested in particular firmware files, I should edit the saved configuration file. Yeah, I'll get right on that. Looks like we've got some news here. Okay, nothing here particularly recent. Oh, besides like Python, but I'll let that figure itself out. So vim etsy portage make.conf. We need Wi-Fi. Don't really care about Bluetooth, but I suppose we'll enable it anyway. Also, step up to make ops. We'll just double that to 4 CPU cores, 4 jobs. Network manager exists in repository, so we can attempt to compile it.
I mean, it's not too big of a program.
Yeah, but still takes a couple minutes on x86.
Mm. It's not Qt web engine.
Nope. Oh, if I was using systemd, I'd be able to emerge the binary. I see how it is. So it's being built with Bluetooth support, connection check support, E-log and D support. GTK
Oh, you don't have network D. Otherwise, you'd have network D, right?
Yeah. It's fine.
Yeah.
We don't need the binary. We're living the Gentoo life. Of course, we should probably just compile it. Remind me to add a when I go to make a user. Remind me to add the user to the plug dev group as well. That way, I don't need to use sudo to configure my Wi-Fi. Looks like we have a bit of a stream hiccup there.
Yeah, I think you had a network hiccup.
Yeah.
Ohio copper landline.
Yep. Just waiting on a phone call, and then we can get the fiber going again. There we go. Should be reset. Should be back up and going. We only dropped 1,500 frames. Oh. Don't need to be recording. Still dropping 70% frames. I need to introduce some stream delay onto this.
Are you using RTMP?
Yeah.
Maybe use an HLS to RTMP relay before, so the HLS does this automatically.
Let's see. Let's do a 5-second delay here. See if that helps.
Should help as well.
YouTube does not take HLS directly. Okay.
No, it doesn't take it directly, but what I usually do is, for flaky connections, is put an HLS relay server that basically just ingests and passes the signal on, like with about 50 milliseconds delay.
I haven't actually considered doing anything like that before.
Yeah, that's a nice protocol for like flaky connections because it auto refreshes the signal. It just grays out briefly and auto refreshes instead of getting stuck. It's like the worst 5G coverage in the universe.
Still dropping a lot of frames. Huh.
Maybe try turning off the Jitsi camera for a while.
Yeah, maybe. Turn that off. We'll turn down the bitrate because I am running a little high on the bitrate as well. So we'll lower.
What are you on? 5K?
8K.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we turned it down to 6K. Turn it down just a little bit. Okay, we'll have to set a variable here. Run that. I guess 2500 memo ought to be fine. Try to get so that way YouTube isn't stuck just like constantly buffering at least. Try to get it to negotiate something. It doesn't have to look pretty, you know.
If you're interested, I can give you a Docker container that you can throw on basically any VPS with network pass-through.
Yeah, go ahead and send that to me. We'll go ahead and get that set up here.
Because RTMP, as classic as it is not very resilient.
Yeah.
And the good thing is that you don't need any, like, you don't need FFmpeg to convert or proxy to RTMP from HLS.
Oh.
Nginx has a module to do it.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
Maybe you're familiar with Nginx.
Yeah, I've messed around with like the Nginx RTMP module. Just a little bit. That's how I used to do like the multi-streaming back when I used to try to run the stream over to PeerTube as well.
Okay, yeah, it's basically the same principle.
Yeah.
And I do like these modules because they're easy to configure. And boom. I've never touched an Apache web server ever since.
I've just never used an Apache web server.
Oh boy, I did back in the days. WordPress with htaccess files everywhere. Oh boy.
Right.
Oh boy, oh boy.
We have installed Blues. All right, we supposedly have Bluetooth. Eventually, we'll check that later. Grabbing WPA supplicant. I don't even think we have a network daemon yet.
What network daemon are you gonna use on sysv init there?
We're gonna use network manager.
Or
and we're using
does
OpenRC,
network...
not sysv init.
Oh, okay, it's OpenRC. Okay.
Yep. The
I wasn't sure
TempFS.
if you needed a particular daemon.
The TempFS probably wouldn't work that well because we've only got the 4 gigs of memory. If you look here in the HTOP, I mean, yes, we're not using all 4 gigs of it right now, but we're not really installing anything that's going to need all that memory yet. I did give it 12 gigs of swap space just in case we need it, though. Right, I made coffee. I should actually go grab the cup of coffee. That's kind of necessary when we're doing like computer stuff that involves compiling, right?
Yeah.
Be right
Get
back.
some coffee.
Okay. So, Stefan, I have a question for you.
Shoot.
So, if, say, I'm paranoid, in, like, the most paranoid way that we could possibly be paranoid, what would be the best Linux distro that I should use?
Tails?
Tails? Alright.
And a proper, and I mean proper connection to internet, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
And just to be clear, I don't mean using Tor browser or only Tor browser.
No, what you should be using is a dedicated web browser for each website that you intend to visit, and then they should all be behind their own virtual machine.
No, I'd ideally get like a large antenna.
I mean, that works too. Hey, we're not dropping frames
And
anymore.
maybe try to find a network I could use as an entry point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My neighbor just sent me a message asking me asking me about what distro he should use, and he's one of those wonderful conspiracy theorists.
Oh, I see.
Yep.
That one particular guy from King of the Hill with the pilot glasses. Don't know whether you're familiar with that show.
Yeah. Sort of familiar. I haven't seen that show in forever. I think that character's name is Dale, if I remember right.
Yeah. You are indeed right.
Cool. Hey, Senel. Senel, got a question for you. When are you going to install Gentoo?
Maybe when I get back.
Okay, just checking.
Maybe it depends.
I'm on vanilla Arch Linux now, since my beloved distro was
Am I going to be
discontinued.
for it? Am I going to be forced to reinstall Gentoo again after like 1.5 years?
I mean, you've been, to my understanding, you've been living like that silver blue life or something like that?
Not anymore.
Not anymore? Oh.
No, he's
it's just
he's
I'm just using
chilling
Arch
for
on the
Arch
PC.
Linux. Yeah, I know. I heard it from his voice.
Arch? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was afraid he was going to say
He's one of
Nix.
these shills.
No, if you want to get in an argument with a real shill, that's a Nix OS user. One of these days, we're gonna get one of those guys or a freedom fighter in the Jitsi call during one of these streams, and we're gonna have that debate.
No, get Zany, because Zany loves Nix.
I actually never took interest in Nix, just because I don't have a use case for it.
I mean, it's a cool distro.
It's cool, but it's like I want my root.
You get your root.
No, I don't need a root. I just need a somewhat stable system where I can get the latest and greatest software, and where I know what I can do.
So a stable system where you get the latest and greatest software. So Fedora?
Nah.
No, not
on
about
my
that
UTM machines, virtual machines on my MacBook Apple Silicon, Fedora ARM is probably the good one, but
we have gained
vanilla
1%
Arch
battery
Linux
so far.
with a boomer ass software. No Wayland yet.
No Wayland?
X11 window manager.
Oh.
A lot of default. I'm a default Andy.
Oh,
I've been living that.
I'll wait for another year or two.
I have been living
until
this.
Shit's like really ironed out to do an iteration.
I'm trying to remember how long I've been on Sway.
A long time.
It's definitely been a long time. I know that basically since I got like the Intel Arc GPU, I haven't really looked back at X11 at all, because the X11 drivers for Intel Arc still are in particularly good shape, and I don't necessarily blame Intel for that. Because why would they bother?
And I have to admit, I've been too lazy to port my excessive window manager configuration with key maps and shit to something like Sway.
Yeah. If you're using i3, Sway can actually index the i3 config.
But it doesn't work properly.
I mean, you have to add a few lines because Sway things, but it does actually work.
I have about 800 lines of beautifully cobbled together
Unless I make like a
Haskell
if
code.
statement.
And it works for me just the way I want it. I'm too lazy to port
Haskell
this.
code. Are you one of those filthy Xmonad users?
Yes.
Yeah, DistroTube loves Stefan, so he wanted him to do it.
Well,
I do have a boomer ass shit setup, and I'm okay with that.
Well, just to let you know, there is no Xmonad for Wayland yet.
I know.
But it's
now
fine.
You can
All the
guess
cool
why
kids use
I'm
Hyperland.
still on X11.
Oh, this was actually probably
Pine
pretty quick.
thread.
Oh, that's because it's Python. That's why. Okay.
And I don't like that I have rounded corners everywhere.
Well, you can disable it around
With
corners.
these new and fancy Wayland stuff.
I'm not using rounded corners. I mean, look, my corners are perfectly square.
I know, but out of the box they come rounded.
Not on Sway.
Not on Sway? Okay.
Nope. Sway does not support rounded corners. The
Good.
only ricing feature that Sway supports is window transparency.
Which is enough.
Yep. It's enough. You can't blur. It's just transparency.
Okay, well I do like blur sometimes when I have like a terminal on top of a browser or something.
Well, yeah, like so if I open up a terminal here and then we'll ship it off over here, it does make sense to have a little bit of blur there. That way you know if you use like a lot of transparency or something like that, maybe you won't have to deal with like conflicting text. But I use this is like a 95% transparency, and it's been fine for me. At least I think it's 95. We should actually check that. Where do I set transparency?
Was it Hyperland with the rounded corners bullshit? I think.
Yeah. Oh, it's 0.9. Okay, it's not 95, it's 0.9. So 90%. Now, Hyperland not only has rounded corners, but it also has animated borders as well.
Yeah. That's too much for me.
Yeah. In fact, I am honestly convinced that Hyperland is so popular on like the Unix porn, you can actually just take like a bone stock Hyperland config, post it on Unix porn, which is a violation of Rule 4 for like their Reddit thread, but they probably won't enforce Rule 4 on you because nobody posts the default Hyperland config.
Yeah, they swap out to some random AI generated anime wallpaper and boom, cool. Yeah, well, I don't do that. I prefer to have sex instead, but yeah.
What the fuck? What the hell?
I was dead serious about that, by the way.
Where did that come from?
Posting to Reddit.
What? Where did that come from?
Well, when nobody's with you, you gotta do something, right? After a while, like
yeah, you hang out on Reddit, and that's inherently bad.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't hate on particular groups of people.
It's not working.
My apologies. I'm just being satirical.
It's fine. Here, Imlo said that he would be a problem.
Sorry?
Nothing. I'm just joking.
We're somewhat 50% through Network Manager.
Somewhere around there. Let's see. We have a block count of 468 of 918. So we're a little bit more than halfway.
Mountain Fest.
Yep.
Are you familiar with that term? I just came up with it. It's not a real term. It's just we call it colloquially when you're like past the summit of a curve. Oh boy.
It's using GCC to compile Network Manager. I think they're using Clang by default on x86 nowadays, or maybe I'm just being an idiot and telling it to use Clang.
And I think out of the box is GCC, unless you're on Alpine or whatever.
If it's Alpine, you're using
Muscle.
Yep. Although Firefox uses Clang.
Yeah, I mean Clang is a viable C and C++ compiler apparently. But I don't have a particular opinion. I'm a Python Andy, and I'm fine with that for now.
You don't have to compile your language.
Yeah, I can use an interpreter and piss off the junior because I put a manual breakpoint in a code and do drop in a REPL and check out what's going on there instead of using a whole ass debugger and start getting search fatigue.
Now what you do is you put in a print statement that echoes back to std out to notify send, so that every time and then you set it on like a random interval, so randomly you get a message, usually like fuck off while you're running the script.
Yeah, you could do that, but
I configured Home Assistant to do that.
You as an Emacs enjoyer should know the comfort of a REPL as well.
Probably. I would probably know it if you explain what a REPL is.
Like if you type in PHP in your terminal, or like the Python interpreter, or the Emacs, not Emacs. eLisp interpreter. That's a REPL.
Yeah. Okay.
REPL.
Okay, I know what you're talking about now.
I don't know what the abbreviation actually stands for. Let me figure it out. Read eval print loop.
Evil print
interactive software environment where user inputs are read, evaluated, and printed back to the user. Yeah, an interactive shell. I mean, I don't know whether you could consider Bash a REPL, theoretically.
Maybe not Bash itself, but like the Bash scripts.
No, like the interface of Bash, like with the prompt and shit. Theoretically,
I don't see why you wouldn't.
Let me ask ChatGPT. Is the Bash shell a REPL? Yes, the Bash shell is a REPL by definition. Yeah, it's the same principle. Yeah. Oh boy. Anything else to install after Network Manager?
We need to like configure like base system components, so like have a proper working time zone daemon. That way we can communicate network time. That's necessary for like
NTP.
DNS. Yeah, NTP. That's what I'm thinking. NTP. We need to set that up. Probably set up the mounts for like the actual disk and file system, because we haven't done that yet.
Fast tap.
Still need to figure out like what the GPU driver is. This is for the Pine phone, not the Pinebook, and the Rock Pro doesn't mention anything. We will attempt to call just Mali, just see if that would work.
Go as generic as possible.
Yeah. Just install all the drivers. One of them will work. I mean, NVIDIA might give it
Throw shit at the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah. Oh, we also need to set a root password, that way we can actually log in. I kind of figured we would be done with Network Manager by now. Because I saw that finish compiling something. I don't know what this is. But this is a monster of a command right here. Where does it even start?
You probably need to scroll up. It's probably the link.
Probably is.
Control B bracket if you need to scroll.
Yeah, was it left bracket?
T-Mux.
Nope, not left bracket. Get that back where you're supposed to be. Control B, right bracket. Nope.
At least.
No, like when it comes to T-Mux, I change too many of the fucking key bindings. I don't remember the damn defaults.
Yeah, you're not a default Andy.
Nope, I'm not. Not for T-Mux. Okay, we're gonna set root password. Always still remember. There, we have a password. Vim, Etsy, portage, make.conf. Let's do video cards equals Mali and just try that out. We also need to do cat/proc mount and then dump that into fstab. And all this stuff can go.
Oh, you're doing the ugly way.
Yeah.
Oh.
I know. There's like the genf tab thing that you can use.
Illegal.
Yeah. All right. We have a swap too. Label equals swap none swap SW00. Then this is an ext file system, so we need to set this to, I believe, 2, and then our boot needs to be 1, 2. Okay. We need cronny, I believe, is the thing that we can use. So pull this in. I should probably get a handbook pulled up here just for like quick scrolling and reminders. Main page. Let's see, FS tab, networking, system information. Yes. Oh, need to set time zone as well.
Central US time zone.
Central US? Nope, Eastern. My time zone is New
Eastern?
York.
Oh. My apologies.
You're fine. No, DistroTube is central.
Louisiana? Okay, I wasn't sure if Louisiana or Ohio were farther west.
No,
apparently Louisiana is.
Yeah, Louisiana is just a little bit farther west. If I'm like right, I'm not far from like the edge of the time zone.
Oh, I see.
Adding user NTP. Okay. So ln sf user share zone info America New York / Etsy local time. Okay, and then it's RC update add network manager to default. And then I want elogin D as well as dbus. And is it cronny or cronny D? I think it's cronny D. Apparently it's cronny D. Okay. Install tools. Do we want tools? Neat. I assume that's a good idea to have a logging tool. Cron daemon, probably also worthwhile. Although that's completely optional, I can actually probably just skip that. Do need to enable SSHD. Yeah, and then file system tools here. Probably want the IO scheduler as well. sysfs e2fs progs, or is it tools? I think it's progs. Progs. DOSFS is DOSFS tools, right? DOSFS tools, and then this one.
I'll be right back.
Oh, we also need to configure grub. Let's see, grub install EFI directory EFI. Don't think I need to call any flags with it too. grub is not set up with the EFI boot. Oh, okay. Okay, so we need to fix that. Oh wait, it's not EFI 64. It'll be something else. Probably like EFI ARM 64 or something like that. We'll need to pull in Gentoo kit just to verify that. Oh, no, it's just the EFI 64-bit platform. Okay. Hold on. Let's rebuild it. Checking us a world tree here. Yeah, I kind of figured it would be a couple extra tools. So the grub ARM64 binary is not built with EFI support. So you gotta compile grub yourself. Okay, Stefan, just for you, we're compiling Python. Look at it go. Checking all those Python modules, making sure that they work, or that they're built right, or that they exist.
Yo, what's cracking?
Oh, right now, we're rebuilding Python. That way, Python can have Bluetooth support. Because heaven forbid, apparently Python can just support Bluetooth devices.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, don't know what for, but hey, it's there. It's there just in case somebody wants to use it. So when DistroTube is done setting up DTOS, we should do a review episode of it, right?
For sure.
Yeah. I know that he did. I know that he did a bit of a stream working on it today. I don't know if he actually has like an ISO image of it yet, or if he's just still doing like a install script.
I think he's doing the install script.
Okay.
Well, like an ISO with an install script on it, or something insane like that.
Oh, it's just an ISO to just do base arch install, and then it'll just throw all the rated bits on there.
Script.
Yeah,
Riser.sh.
Yep. And you run it in the fish shell. That way you have to have fish pre-installed before you can run it. Because heaven forbid, people script in fish apparently.
Nobody's scripting in fish. Fish is great for interactive use, but one should not script.
Oh, I have found.
But one should not script in Bash either.
I have found some very fancy fish scripts.
Yes, there are very fancy, but one should script in Python or another proper scripting language. Yeah. I mean, you could write a web server in Bash if you really wanted to.
You could. I know that there are like terminal-based desktop environments written in Bash.
Nah, I prefer to have the comfort of a modern programming language.
But Bash is modern. It's still maintained.
It is modern, but...
Oh, modern by your definition. Okay.
Go... What was it say? Use a little Bash, go a long way. Use a lot of Bash, go a little way.
E-build helpers. There we go. That way we can write our e-builds. Was it vim-e? Something like that. Just generated an e-build template for you. Just finished Python. Oh, Python 3.12. Now we're installing Python 3.13 because we need to have multiple versions of the same programming language.
Yep.
Yep.
And that's a bit annoying, especially with Python.
This is why we should just do everything in Perl.
No.
Definitely no.
If you really want a proper scripting language, just for scripting, you should use Lua, actually.
Yeah, I don't hate Lua.
Yeah, it's simple.
Yeah,
and it's
nice,
really
simple.
good.
Like I messed around with it. It's for a scripting language. It's wicked fast too.
Yep.
Like all my OBS scripts are written in Lua. Not that I actually use that many. I only use like 2 or 3.
But now you know how to do them.
Well,
And if you ever need to cook another one up, you immediately know how to.
Yeah.
Because you learned that little bit of Lua.
Well,
15 keywords.
I have been using like Lua scripting for like years because I used to work on World of Warcraft add-ons, and that's what they're all written as Lua.
Yeah, everybody did. Who knows
Yep.
Lua? They all were World of Warcraft sword whales. And
because you got to get started somewhere.
Yeah, I see.
Like back when I used DWM, like my entire DWM bar was actually just a Lua script.
Yeah, I use it to configure NeoVim.
Yeah.
And I've built a minimal configuration. And it's...
Hi guys, I'm just eating, that's why I'm muted.
Oh, okay.
That's very polite of you.
Yeah, one of these days I might actually just get around to messing around with NeoVim. Simply because of the Lua configuration. The issue with that is that, you know, I've had this wonderful Vim configuration that involves 6 lines for the fucking ever, and it's been working perfectly fine for me. So I've just never seen a reason to install NeoVim. But when I
NeoVim is nice if you need a language server and stuff.
Yeah.
Or linters and tooling around shit. You know, like when you go into development. If you just need to write a markdown file, you could use Vim and use the motions and chill forever.
Well, that's just how I've always used Vim. It's just like get in, work in a configuration file, and get out.
No, I have about 15 different language servers configured. Because I touch a lot of different software and yeah.
No, I've been using like Vim to work with like my Go stuff too. Mostly because, you know, I don't necessarily need a language server when I'm learning the language.
I do want the language server.
Yeah. Well, if I'm learning the language, I actually want to learn the language. I don't want to rely on the server. I mean, it's nice for like the error parsing and stuff like that. But
yeah, I want my editor like to scream at me to keep certain standards and stuff. I do enjoy that behavior. So everything feels uniform because I'm a messy motherfucker. That's the reason why I use a lot of tooling around usually.
Mm-hmm. You're also getting paid to do it.
True. The only thing that really that still is not that great is PHP Laravel, but we're getting there. People are actively working on it right now. But for the rest of the stuff, Python tooling works just flawless. Yeah, you're still compiling the whole CPython core.
Mm-hmm. It's fine. It takes a minute. It's Gentoo life. I kind of figured we were going to be getting into this. That's why I started the stream at noon. Like, theoretically, we could reboot. We could just try rebooting the system and see if it actually boots. I'm just wanting to get the these user space things set up here.
Do the user space at first. Yeah. Complete the tooling.
Yep. Oh, I still need to remember to enable SSHD. That way we can SSH back into it.
Yep.
then it comes down to the adventure of figuring out if it changed its IP address or not. Probably didn't.
You usually shouldn't, unless you have like crazy DHCP lease times configured locally.
I don't think I've ever changed like the DHCP lease configuration.
Yeah, then it should stick around.
Yeah. Well, these days I need to figure out like mess around with CPU scheduling. That way I can, because I know that on this little laptop there it's got like P cores and E cores on them, but I'll have to figure out one of these days how to see if I can get Portage to actually just use like the performance cores. That way the E cores are untouched on this. But I imagine that's its whole level of cancer to figure out too.
Isn't that usually some kind of microcode package?
Could be too, but I don't know what the microcode package is called. Could also just be like kernel driver. Of course, it's entirely possible that that a microcode package just doesn't exist for a rock chip.
Yep, you might be raw dogging on the
Yep.
base instruction set.
Not really seeing anything suggestive here in the EIX. I think we're done compiling. It's just throwing files everywhere now. Now it's on ng httpd or TTP. We're down to 88% battery. We've definitely been using it.
Is it hot?
I don't know. We don't have LM sensors yet. Should probably install that. Well, we could check to see if it's thermal throttling. Let's grab for megahertz. Oh, do we not get megahertz output in that? Nope. Does not tell us the megahertz. Okay. Never mind. Can't just do that. Can't just check the CPU clock speed like that. That's probably its own special case. Okay, now we're rebuilding Grub. That's right. That's what we're doing. We're enabling EFI support for Grub. Yeah, this will take a minute. Alright, so while Grub is working and getting itself installed, I'm going to go get myself a sandwich. In the meantime, Ben, if you're available, you should tell everybody why they should use StormOS.
Oh, lordy. And party has returned. Or so we thought. Never mind. What the hell? Ah.
I was about to get myself a sandwich, but then I realized all I have is bread. I should probably go get some groceries.
Oh, that might be a good idea.
Might be a good idea.
I would think.
That's fine.
Oh yeah, Josh, I forgot to tell you, my Galaxy server is still alive.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, and I actually I actually remade my launcher, actually. And in the past 3 nights, I have been actually trying to change the game to be a little bit more story driven, but all that did was cause the server a seg fault. So I just finally said, forget this. I'm just gonna change the skill trees to have custom names for Jedi, and I just left it at that because unfortunately adding story elements to the game, like I said, seemed to make it break. So I just said, forget it. This isn't gonna work. But unfortunately, when you try and incorporate story elements into a sandbox-based MMO, that shit seemed to go bad. So, yeah. I learned the lesson that, when you try and merge the two together, it don't like it. But, yeah. So, Benny Boy learned that the hard way. But,
did you at least get that server running on a modern operating system?
Well, yeah, it's running now on, what is it? It's running on Ubuntu server 22.04, I believe. But
okay.
Yeah, and it's the only thing is that it doesn't have space implemented on this code base that I've got. Oh, and another thing, the Discord is remade again because some of my staff was causing drama, some player were causing drama, so I sadly had to remake the server, not the server, but the Discord over again. So yeah, I just want to point that out. But yeah, I renamed some of the skill boxes for Jedi to Hunted Elder, actually. So that's one change that I managed to do. So, and I used VS Code to actually make that change. So.
Okay, well, I'm sure you just put a big smile on Big Paw's face there when you said VS Code.
Yeah, the reason I used that was because I originally tried to use OpenOffice, one of their Excel equivalent, and that sadly did not work. So I said, "Fuck it, I'm going to use VS Code to make this change," and it actually took it inside the game files editor, which was very interesting. Now I have not been able to get the Jedi Knight trials pop up to actually see if they work, but I'm doing that now as we speak to see if it works, and we'll find that out. Yeah, it's not. Well, looks like I might have to remake this character because, ironically, it's not giving me the Jedi Knight trials pop up. Okay. Well, that's a drag. Huh. Well, that could be a problem. And here, I thought that was going to work. Well, that's a drag. Let's see. Why am I not surprised? This would be a drag. Is there a way to... It's not going to count it.
Grub is in fact compiled, so maybe it'll actually install now.
Well, let's hope it does.
Yep. And it's not finished installing, but it is compiled.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, there's something else you should know, Josh. I actually made and I used I actually made using AI my own version of some LFS scripts actually, and it is multi-lib geared, however, and it incorporates multi-lib LFS with BLFS and gaming LFS all in one script, as a matter of fact. So, and I actually made a combined book of said script, actually. So, let's see. Now, the only thing is, I am not turning that into a crazy ass ISL. I am not going to do that. So, that's not going to happen. But, what in the world? Okay. Okay. Let's see. Deposit.
We're having issues here with Grub.
Oh shit.
Okay, so how do we get Grub to work? Installing the bootloader.
We installed it, but something doesn't sound right.
Well, the Grub package is installed, but what we're trying to do is just get Grub to
Yeah. So you're trying to get it to actually install to the drive.
Yeah.
Grub make config.
No, it's grub dash install.
Or is it grub install? Yeah.
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 That bad boy you forget every time. When you wonder why your bootloader isn't there.
Yeah. Man. Where is the... Let's see.
Yeah, that's just led me backwards in a loop. Oh, the Void Linux Handbook has options for the Pinebook.
Well,
Before
that's
running
a new
grub
one.
install, I need to append the following into there. Oh, okay. So we need to mess around with Etsy default grub first. Wants us to inject a TTY console and manually set a video device and set this stuff here. No? It's saying that the boot variable is a read-only file system. I failed to register the boot entry. Is it trying to install onto here?
That's a good damn question. See, I personally, Josh, still use boot EFI, and I didn't have no problems.
Does boot EFI even support ARM?
I would think, but I can't confirm nor deny that. But every time I've tested it, I've always had
mount is rewrite is mounting on read write. It should only be read only if there's a mount error. But I ran mount.a earlier and it mounted perfectly fine.
Weird.
I mean, we can remount it.
Try it.
Nope. That says here I should be able to write to it, but that's just for SPI. Oh, I'm looking at Pine phone instructions. Oops. Pine book. Cat, what are you doing to my poor chair? Wait, this is a thing about having Windows 10 on a Pinebook Pro? What?
What the hell?
Why?
That sounds so weird.
EFI directory, manually specified device here.
Yeah.
That's just for a BIOS setup.
Yeah. Yeah.
We should probably figure out first of all if we're actually in EFI. There's like a thing we can ls to find, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That would make sense.
I think the Arch Wiki actually has it. Maybe we're biased.
If it is a BIOS boot, that would suck.
Nah, it wouldn't really suck. Verify bootloader.
Yeah. You'll just have to recompile grub for that support.
No, it's 64-bit EFI.
Strange that it's not installing. Load drive. Eh.
Of course, Jitsi reset on me again. Oh, maybe just the EFI version has a read only. Try this.
Okay.
That's for deleting an entry.
Dang it. I'll be back, man.
This guy here just says that it works. Okay. EDK2-shell. Well, let's try this. Now in there says it's binary. Oh, this is not the same thing. This here says it's firmware, but it links off to what looks like a Python thing. Maybe they just got the wrong thing there. Firmware does not support set variable RT. Cannot remount with RW. No boot order is set. Firmware will attempt recovery.
What are you compiling now?
Right now I'm trying to figure out why grub's not working.
Because it's grub, maybe?
Well, what do you suggest we use?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay. Just checking.
Well, I'm in middle of making my dinner, so just came to grab my phone, so
Yeah?
that's why I came by.
Let's see, that's for system deboot. We're not messing with system deboot.
Be back later.
Okay. It's just you and me, Stefan. Why are they looking at AutoFS? No use flags for EFI boot manager. Okay. Yeah, I've already ran a mount grep at EFI vars. So it's mounted, but it's mounted read only. I'm trying to get it to mount read write. But when I call this command here to remount it to being read writable, I get this dmessage issue. Which when I pull up dmessage, I get a firmware argument saying that it doesn't support this set variable RT, so it cannot remount it. So I need to figure out like what firmware package this is, maybe. Machine model, Pine 64, EFI, U-boot. stop laying down on the keyboard. Well, if all else fails, we ask Google Gemini, right? Ah, so use EFI boot manager with -- removable. That could be the case, yeah. Grub install. There's no E's on it, right? Yeah. Hey, it worked that time. Okay. Well then, we tempt this. There we go. Enable SSHD. Make sure that we can access our tools here for network manager. Yeah, okay, so we got tools.
Yo, boys, I gotta leave. It's getting late here.
Well, we're about to attempt to reboot if you want to stick around for a hot minute.
Oh.
Let's see.
Let's see.
Okay, so that's going to reboot the laptop. Let me go and grab the Pinebook and bring it up here. Let's see here. It is doing something here. Let's see, turn it on. It is booting. Getting text. Hey, we have a boot menu.
There it is.
It's booting. Okay. I'll set it down there. It's gonna take a minute. It is turned on, I swear. Aha! Login time. Let me get it connected here to the Wi-Fi's. Okay. Hey, it's working.
Nice.
So if I close my terminal here, and then we SSH root helps when, you know, I type in the correct password. Oh, did it disable root login by default? Let me just add a user here real quick. Okay, now let's try a user. Yeah, okay, so root password is disabled by default. Alright.
Nice.
Sweet. We have Gentoo on a Pinebook, and it booted successfully. So, next up is getting a graphics installed on this, right? I would like to have a graphical session. So let's do Vim, Etsy.
So I'm gonna hop off. Have a good one, Josh.
All right.
And enjoy the rest of the install.
We will try to. It might just
Take
turn
care.
out to be a giant pain in the butt.
It sure will be.
Yep, we'll do what we can.
Take care, man.
Yep. Let's grab tmux here, and then get sudo. I also need to set a need to set a host name for it too. That definitely took a minute. See, the worst part is now if this actually turns out to be fairly performant, then I'm actually going to want to actually use the Pinebook. But I don't want to use the Pinebook because I didn't set up with any kind of encryption, which I personally prefer to have on my laptop when, you know, I'm not here. So I guess we just turn this into stage 3 install? Or stage 4, I mean. Assuming that, you know, it actually works. We haven't even tried to install a web browser yet. Yeah, so we're working on installing Tmux right now. Oh, okay, so this is looking like the same exact issue that MSI motherboards have. Okay. And then we go on VI sudo. And of course, still going to use nano. Uncomment that one line. Then we'll set our editor to editor number 4, so Vim. There we go. That works. So we want LM sensors. Actually, we should just do Tmux here. We'll put an htop there. And then sudo emerge LM sensors. Oh, it actually gives us our battery temperature as well. Or no, just battery voltage. Okay. We're hanging around 39 degrees. Okay. Get our NVMe drive temperature. GPU 38. Okay, so we want to enable VA API, that way we can have hardware acceleration. We're gonna hope and pray that I'm picking the correct driver here. And let's see if we can get Firefox installed. Let's do the binary. Oh wait, we actually need a graphical environment first, don't we? And if we're installing that, we at least want a terminal. Need a nicety thing here. Give me a tray and sway. And then we want GUI libs WL roots. Give me that X11 backend. That should actually cut down on the package count right there. Should. I wonder if we install Flatpak on here, do we have like ARM built Flatpaks? Like does FlatHub ship ARM? Oh, okay, so there's probably some that have ARM support. Okay. Just that random thought there. It's like I'm curious about that. Yeah, not gonna lie, so far this has actually been a lot smoother than I thought it would be. I thought we'd be stepping into like some really rough territory here. I know that EFI variable support, which, you know, I run into that same exact thing on x86. I just wasn't exact. It's just been so long since I've actually had to like it's just been so long since I've seen that error. I just kind of forgot about it. We're installing Ninja. That way Ninja can install things for us now. Okay. So just installing that little bit there so far has used up about 9% of our battery in probably about the 10 minutes we've been waiting there. So I suppose I should probably just go plug it back in. Plug it in, back in here. Okay. Well, that's going to take itself to get set up and going for a while. We've already confirmed that we've got a booting system. As soon as this gets finished compiling, we'll probably pick up on this here a little bit later. But what I'm going to do for now is I'm probably going to call this quits for the day, and probably pick up pick up with updates on this here in like a future video or something, because I just want to see if like it's more usable. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pack it up and call it night. You guys have yourselves, well, it's not even nighttime, it's still day. But yeah, so you guys have yourselves a great day. I'll see you sometime later.